Hi, I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be the art of romantic negotiation when trying to get her back. Well, this particular email is from a viewer. He says he won his girlfriend back about 6 months ago after they took a few months break, and he said things have been rocky ever since, but he feels that he's improved a lot. So apparently, he was thinking they were making progress, and just recently she dumped him and moved out of state to go live with family. He goes no contact. Then she reaches out. They have some negotiations about getting together. And then he kind of, remember, the strongest negotiating position is being able to walk away and mean it. His problem, he's not really willing to stand up for himself and what he believes in. And so he vacillates back and forth between saying one thing and doing another. And so you have to be willing to stand your ground, especially in this case, because the only way you can repair a relationship and get another chance is if both people want to make it work. If the other person does not want to make it work, it's not fixable. That's just a fact of life. And in this particular case, it's like if somebody's dumped you and has moved across the country to go live with family, well, they messed it up. They're the one that unilaterally said, this is the end of it. I'm not willing to make any effort. And then your attitude should be, well, I don't want to break up. I want to continue working on a relationship, but I'm not going to stop you. If you want to leave, then go. And that's it. You let them go. You don't call. You don't text for any reason. You got to be congruent with that. Because again, the strongest negotiating position is being able to walk away. And most importantly, you have to mean it. And this guy doesn't really mean what he says. And so I would say that's probably part of the problem. And it looks like it's pretty clear he got dumped because of a lot of really unattractive behavior. He's improved. But at the end of the day, she still left for whatever the same reasons were, which she wasn't real specific about. But let's see what we can see here. He says, Corey, I won my girlfriend back 6 months ago after we took a few months break from dating after a few years, and it's been rocky these last 6 months. The same issues plaguing us as the past, even though I feel like I've improved a bit. He doesn't elaborate on what the issues are. Just recently, she packed up and left town. She moved back home out of state 3 weeks ago and has been stringing me along since. Well, you should be following the script that's in 7 Principles Against Acts Back. Plus, you got to read 3% Man. You cannot cherry pick stuff from videos and think you're going to be successful. And I suspect that's probably what's been going on. He started following me many months ago when he got dumped the first time. He's just trying to cherry pick stuff in videos. He got some attainable success. He got her back. And since he really didn't take the time to take this seriously and learn the material, now he's right back where he started. Because he probably reverted, as soon as he got comfortable, back to a lot of the same unattractive behavior that got him dumped in the first place. And the fact he talks about her stringing him along, he's got the mindset of he needs to get her attention. He needs another chance with her. When in reality, she's the one that left. If she left, she fucked it up. She's got to fix it. And you can't fix anything unless the other person is willing to work with you. He says she's confused and does not know what she wants. 1 week she doesn't want to move back, and the next she tells me she does. Well, that's how women are. They're like cats. Typically, when a woman's confused, it's probably because you're smothering her. You're calling, you're texting her. And if you got dumped, you should not be calling and texting her at all. Your attitude should be, well, I'm not going to stop you from leaving, but if you leave, you're not going to hear from me again. If you want to work things out, I'd love to. But if you're going to move 3 states away, well, I wish you all the best. I don't want to hear from you unless you really want to make the effort to win me back or get another chance. That should be your attitude. And instead, he's like groveling and begging, and it's like a supplicating beta male trying to get her to pay attention to him. And if you're acting that way, you're acting weak. And of course, she's not going to feel safe and comfortable enough to come see you. 2 weeks ago, she told me to let her go, and I did with no contact for a few days. And she texted that she missed me and was thinking of me just a few days later. That's why you go no contact. It's like so she can experience life without you. He says, I followed up with, well, get on a plane this week and come back, in which she agreed to, but then had cold feet the night before her return, which really made me upset. I would have just said, well, why don't you just hop on a plane and come see me? You don't say, come back and let's get back into a relationship. Just say, hop on a plane and come see me for the weekend. And then you hang out, have fun, and hook up. As I discussed in 3% Man, your job in the courtship is to create an opportunity for sex to happen. Hang out, have fun while you're hanging out, and hook up when the signs are there that she's ready to be touched, ready to be kissed, ready to be seduced. You never try to keep somebody that doesn't want to keep you. And if she's the one that left, she has to be the one to come back. If she fucked it up, she's got to fix it. And what this guy is trying to do is trying to fix it when he should be creating the conditions where she does all the calling, texting, and pursuing and reaching out to him. But he's not doing that. He's not maintaining self-control. And I would say that is partly why she left in the first place. Because he's not masculine consistently. He's not the leader in the relationship consistently, and she just didn't feel safe and comfortable with him, and that's why she left. She doesn't trust his masculine core and doesn't trust his leadership. And you getting upset and mad at her when she changes her mind, that's probably why she changed her mind, because you get mad and you get upset and you get butthurt and you get angry. Masculinity is calm. Your attitude should be, I'd love to see you. Oh, if you can't make it, you change your mind. It's like, hey, maybe next time. Her reasoning was that nothing is going to change. Well, if you're continuing to pursue her after she dumped you, and especially when a woman says she's confused and you're continuing to reach out to her, that tells me you're smothering her and you've been over pursuing. So the reason why she says nothing is going to change is because she gave you 6 months, and although you said you made some better changes, overall, she doesn't feel that your behavior has changed enough. And that's what happens when you half-ass it and you don't follow instructions. You just try to cherry pick a few videos and copy and paste something that I say in a video to fix things. It's not going to work. He says, I groveled and tried to get her to change her mind, but she didn't. Yeah, it's like, you got no power. Again, you're begging her to give you another chance, when in reality, your attitude should be, hey, I'm going to move on with my life and find a girl who really does want to be with me and who will fight for us, who will fight to make an effort. Not a girl that's just going to hop on a plane and fly the other side of the country. Women vote with their feet. If she's with you, it means she voted for you. Chasing after her and groveling, this is not what I teach. You're doing the opposite of it. And so that tells me you're a cherry picker and this blew up in your face because you didn't take it seriously when I say read the book 10 to 15 times and follow the script in 7 Principles to Get an Ex Back, which you're clearly not doing. And so you're being a really shitty negotiator. You know, it's if you guys have ever bought a car, what typically happens? Well, I want to pay 25. Well, we want 30. It was like, well, I only got 25 grand. It was like, well, finance the 5,000. It's like, no, I got 25 grand. That's it. If you're not willing to sell me the car for 25 grand, I'll go find somebody else that has a similar car and I'll spend the 25 grand there. Well, we can't do it. Sorry, we can't live on that. That's below our invoice. Like, okay. Call me if you change your mind and you leave the dealership. You don't call, hey, you still got that car? I still want to make a deal. You don't do that. The strongest negotiating position is being able to walk away and mean it. And this guy has never walked away and meant it. That tells me you're a bitch. She knows you're a bitch. That's why she says nothing is going to change. You're still a bitch. You've been a bitch. That's why she dumped you 6 months ago. That's why she dumped you again. That's why she didn't hop on the plane to come see you, is because you're still acting like a bitch. That's just a fact of life. I can tell from the words that she's saying and the fact that you're admitting to groveling and chasing her when she dumped you is like, you're not applying anything that you may have learned from me. You cherry picked enough in the beginning, but then you just kind of, as soon as you thought you were on easy street, you went right back to the same behavior that got you dumped in the first place. And now you're still displaying the same behavior that got you dumped. She's not going to come back when you act like this. It's totally unattractive. I went the weekend without contacting her and spoke to her briefly today on FaceTime. So meaning he called her again. It's like, you're not going to chase a woman back into your life when you chased her out of it. It does not work. If you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to continue to get what you've always got. And doing more of the same behavior that got you blown off and dumped and caused your girlfriend to flee from you is not going to make her want to hop on a plane and come back. She doesn't feel safe because you're not strong enough. You're not strong enough, just let her be. He spoke to her briefly on FaceTime, inviting her to meet somewhere fun for July 4th. Now, instead of having her come to him, he's like, oh, I'll fly to you. So it's like, this is terrible negotiation. You're giving up any leverage that you had. Meet somewhere fun in July, as I didn't want to invite her back here, as that hasn't worked. Again, if you're not going to follow what's in 7 Principles, Get an X Back, and what's in my book, I can't help you. Nothing I say is going to matter because you're not going to do it. The ball is in her court. I told her I wanted to book something tonight, and she's yet to let me know if she'll be joining me. Leave it at that and see if she gets back to me. Yep. Terrible idea hitting her up tomorrow with a follow-up. Yep. These again. Dude, you cannot pursue a woman who left you into coming back. It does not work. Again, you should see this. You got to let her be. You have to let her do 100% of the calling, texting, and pursuing. You wait to hear from her, then just invite her to come see you for the weekend. It's like now, instead of having her come to you, now you're like, oh, I'll fly to you. This is why she dumped you in the first place, because you're a fucking pussy. That's why. She wants a man, not a pussy. The strongest negotiating position is being able to walk away. You mean it, and you don't mean it. You're not willing to stand up for yourself and what you want and let her be. When a woman says she's confused and you keep reaching out, it's just like when a woman says, I need space. You're smothering her to the point where you literally chase this woman out of your life, and you're still running after her. And then you send me an email going, hey, should I text her again tomorrow? You want a restraining order? Do you want her to block you? I mean, because that's where what you're doing is going to lead to. Eventually, she'll block you, or you'll find out she's fucking Chad Thundercock or somebody else. And then that'll really blow up in your face. You're not going to be successful with this approach, man. It just does not work. You got to read the book 10 to 15 times, and you got to learn what's in 7 Principles, Get an X Back, and you got to have the balls to follow it. If you don't have the balls to follow it, then you might as well go watch some cartoons or something, or watch the grass grow, or listen to the trees blow in the wind, because it's a waste of time. Because if you're not willing to listen and implement what works, and if you're happy with the results you're getting, then by all means keep doing what you're doing. So if you guys haven't already signed up for our members only content, our paying members only content, in the video description below this video or to the side of it, depending on where you're watching this video, there are links to join members only content on my YouTube channel, on Spotify, and on my website, understandingrelationships.com. Just click the plans tab. And so you get 6 additional paid members only video coaching newsletters per week, similar to this one. And you also get the weekly 3% Man and Mastering Yourself study group podcast, where we go page by page in both books and discuss the principles and content in the books and the techniques and strategies as well. Plus, you get additional viewers' questions podcast, along with any special members-only interviews that we do. And if you sign up on my website, you can get a 7-day free trial, so you can check out and see what kind of content you get as a paying member. You can choose a monthly plan, and if you choose the annual plan, you get a 25% discount after the 7-day free trial is up. And if you got a question or a challenge and you would like to get my help, go to understandingrelationships.com, click the products tab at the top of your screen on any page of my website, and book a coaching session with yours truly. Until next time, I will talk to you soon.